Organization has warned that public health systems in Africa could quickly become overwhelmed if the virus takes hold. So how should governments help health services? Well, Dr. Kritika Kupali is an infectious diseases physician and vice chair of the Infectious Diseases Society of America's Global Health Committee. She joins me now from Palo Alto. Thank you very much for joining us. I don't know whether you saw President Trump's press briefing just now, and he was talking about these drugs that could possibly help treatment. What more can you tell us on that?
Sure, that's a great question. So we know that remdesivir, which is one of the drugs that's being trialed now in the United States, has been shown to have broad antiviral activity against numerous viruses. So hopefully those studies, which have been underway now for a few weeks, also here and in China, we will have some information coming forth soon. The other drugs that President Trump were talking about, hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine, are drugs that we have used to treat malaria in the past. There's some promising information that came out over the last few days showing that patients who receive hydroxychloroquine may rapidly clear their viral load from SARS-CoV-2 quickly.
And do we know how widespread the evidence is on that? Because obviously people will take great hope if there is sign of a potential treatment here.
Sure. So there was a very small trial that came out of France that showed that patients who received hydroxychloroquine quickly cleared their viral load by 6 days. If they received hydroxychloroquine with azithromycin, they had a greater chance of clearing their viral load by 6 days compared to people who did not receive anything. I need to caution, though, that this is a very small study, and this is why we need to do a larger clinical trial or study to find out more information.
And are people who are in a critical state going to be given these then in the US or elsewhere, even before those trials have been able to take place?
Sure. So currently, remdesivir is able to get through a clinical trial and also able to be obtained for what we call compassionate use. And then hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine are already FDA-approved drugs that we use for malaria. So they are available. I would caution people, though, not to go out and just start taking these medicines, as they do have adverse events that need to be monitored by a physician who's knowledgeable of them.
And presumably the dosage and the timing of taking these is very important, so people should not try and self-administer.
Yes, absolutely.
Just looking at the healthcare systems globally, obviously everyone is short of ventilators, of trained staff. How confident are you that different countries are going to get, what they require in time?
Well, I think that's a very large concern and something that we're worried about, not just here, but as you mentioned, all over the world. We're having problems here in the United States, where I am in California. Hospitals are short-staffed. They don't have enough personal protective equipment, and that is a problem. We need to be able to protect our healthcare workers. They're our most valuable resources. And we also need to have things like ventilators and dialysis machines, and we need to have the bed capacity to be able to take care of these patients. These are all things that I think are going to quickly become short supply, and we need to be developing contingent plans for these things.
And how important, in your view, is early and strict testing?
It's key, right? We need to know what we're dealing with. We need to know what's circulating in the community. By doing testing, as the WHO has come out and said multiple times, we know we can help figure out where to deal with the epidemic and also make our best public health recommendations.
Okay, Dr. Kritika Kupali, many thanks indeed for joining us today, and also for giving us that very quick reaction to what is being announced in the US about any possible treatments, but we should caution that it's very, very early days on that, and people should obviously get expert medical opinion first. Now, we're going to take you to a news conference